Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and something has skidded right into my cold black heart. We're taking a look at Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class SKIDS. I got this figure and RC over at Amazon.com, but it should be available at your favorite retailer any day now. Deluxe Class SKIDS is very close to his original Generation 1 mold, that being a Honda City Turbo. In fact, I would go so far as to say it's very close to the MP figure. The figure does feel a little bit small in vehicle mode, but that's okay. It is packaged in robot mode, and my figures came, well, let's just say the boxes felt like kind of previously loved, we'll say. Getting them out of the box was no problem, just snip a couple of ties and pull out his accessories. The figure comes with 3 accessories, one of which is this Energon axe gun. It can be held for an axe, or it can be held like a gun. The other 2 accessories combine into this triple cannon. The first accessory is very much his original Generation 1 double guns, and then the other one is a third gun that I keep dropping. And as you saw, they can all combine. In vehicle mode, the figure has 3 ports to plug weapons or weaponizers or whatever you want. 1 on each side and 1 on the roof. And then there are 2 on the bottom for robot mode fun. In terms of scale, it scales pretty much to the same size as other deluxes in the most recent lines. Here we've got Warpath, we've got RC, and I'll throw in a Slammer. I just have the tanks on hand for some reason in vehicle mode. Another comparison is Siege Prime. It is smaller than Siege Prime, obviously, but it actually scales pretty well to it. Transformation from vehicle mode is pretty darn easy, and we'll do the transformation back from robot into vehicle mode at the end of the video. To start off with, open the doors. Then grab the entire rear section and fold it down away from the figure, and then unpeg the roof of the vehicle from the back of the thighs. This peg, or these pegs right here, are the one problem I have with the figure. They do not tab in well at all. You can probably see it through the rest of the video. Then lift the roof up a little bit and hinge the hips out. That will then pop the arms out, which you can fold down and flip out. Then hinge the hips all the way down. There is a belly crunch there, or an ab crunch, that is a reverse ab crunch. Straighten out the legs. Drop the entire front of the vehicle down over the robot's head. And if you do it wrong, it'll launch itself off. So returning back to where we were, what you want to do first is unpeg the roof from the actual very top of the front of the car. Then you can fold the chest down, snap it into place, and then come to the feet, fold up the shins, split the legs, and then turn the shoulders so the outside of the wheels is facing towards the back of the vehicle. Fold the arms down and turn them 90 degrees so they line up with the rest of the figure. And we're done. The robot mode we end up with looks pretty good. There could be a little bit more paint on the shins, but otherwise I think the robot works very well. Head sculpt is nice, crisp, well-defined. Not exactly skids, but close enough. Posability is pretty darn good, and this is the pose that I like to have the figure in. It's got nice, big, wide heels and can bend and move in plenty of good, fun ways, and it just works. It works really well. Ball joint in the head, swivel at the shoulder, then a hinge, swivel at the upper arm, bend at the elbow is 90 degrees, swivel at the wrists. Though I can't really bend or move my swiveled wrists because they're so dang tight. There is torso articulation, flipping forward and back and in and out at the legs and hips is really good. Thigh swivel, bend at the knee is 90 degrees, and then toe articulation, I should say ankle articulation side to side, no forward and back. In terms of height, it scales well with recently released deluxes, even if it's more of a classic kind of silhouette where you've got some not so classic Earth modes displayed on screen right now. Transformation back into vehicle mode is very easy comparatively, well, especially when you compare it to RC. Start off with, I just put the feet together and just take care of this step right now. Grab the entire front torso and unpeg the chest and flip it up. And then with your thumb over what is his head, then take the canopy or front windscreen and roof, fold that down. One word of warning, doors and the entire backpack section, windscreen and roof, clear plastic. That is a knock against the figure, but it's fine, I guess. Arms, take the arms, point them straight down, fold them all the way out like that. Turn them so that the wheels are pointing towards the top of the vehicle mode, and then fold them in like so. And then I like to turn the forearms at this point. So turn them so that the fists are pointing, or I should say the top of the forearms, which have 5mm ports on them, to the front of the vehicle mode. Come down to the shins and open them up. Lift up the entire front of the vehicle mode. Drop the vehicle mode down like it's trying to touch its toes, or the front of the figure is trying to touch its toes, and then fold the hips up at the reverse ab crunch so the back of the hips slide into that little compartment right there. And I'm not sure how well that's showing up on camera. There's an indentation there for the hips. Oh, and the figure in robot mode does have a little port for a flight stand of all things. So fold that up. It won't snap into place or anything, but it will stop. Next, take the arms and fold them down, and the bottom of the arms are a little bit hollow, but there are tab holes that will peg into these little tiny tabs on the inside that they just slide right into place, and they snap into place snugly. Then we could take the rear of the vehicle mode and fold it up until everything kind of gets rested into place. Close the doors, and this is where things get a little bit kind of hairy, because I end up normally having to push the vehicle mode back into place and getting the doors to latch into place right there and there. Then we can flip out the rear wheels, and there we go. As the first figure that I got in the Legacy line, very happy. I'm very happy with this. This just feels like a good old classic fun Transformer. Its transformation is good. The alt mode, it is kind of a take it or leave it. You're going to like it or you're not. I personally like it a lot. As I said, transformation's fun, intuitive, not terribly difficult, but just complicated enough to be fun and interesting. And then the robot mode's just absolutely fantastic. Now, I realize this figure isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea. I get that, but it's a solid figure, and I'm looking forward to however many repaints Hasbro puts out. So folks, let me know what you think of this little dude down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Be sure to hit the bell so you know when a new video is out. I've been Baltmatrix, and next time we'll be taking a look at a hot mess.